Hello my friends. So Saturday I did a huge film batching thing. My husband was working and am I the only one that's like, when your husbands are gone, even though like it throws me out of a loop Saturday because he's not here, we still have like our routines down that we do when dad's not here, so it flows a lot better than when he is. I feel like when my husband's here I have less of a routine down. Anyway, so all that to say, I did a batch filming, and the video that was supposed to go up today for Money Management Monday, small house living, small budget living, whatever. Yeah, it didn't work out. So part of it was I had talked about some things in there that I thought my husband and I were going to do. Last night we sat down, we're not going to do it. I'm like, well then that's kind of, I'll just cut that out of the video. Yeah, I'm working on these videos and it would be a lot easier to sit and film another one than to try to edit those videos. So that's what I'm going to do. The topic will be a lot of the same. I had a couple topics in there. And one of them is I want to address the spenders out there because that's what I am. I am a spender. And what happened this past month is I kind of showed you that we had extra. I was shocked at the extra money that we ended up having for the month of January after I made my income, and then my husband working, my husband not being in school and working full time, and we had over $2,000 income, whereas a lot of times it's only, well, it's been more than what we thought. But anyway, okay, I need to move on. Okay, so anyway, the idea behind that was to put all of that on the house, because I'm just like, okay, honey, let's do this. Let's start paying the house off. Let's pay it down as quickly as possible. That's kind of what we did with the other home that we had in California, and that's why we were able to have such a huge down payment on the house that we have now, and why our mortgage is so low. I say it's low. I think it's really low compared to a lot of things. And it's genuinely because I put everything into the house that I could, every spare monetary thing onto that house, paid it off. And then when we sold the house, we had a huge house profit. And that's why I keep talking about doing that. It's just such a relief when, crazy times happen and cash may not be as full. You don't have a mortgage payment. You will have to make sure that you've got your tax payment, but you won't have a mortgage payment. You'll have your insurance, you'll have your taxes. That's much more easily manageable than all of that plus a mortgage and then plus interest on that. I don't remember if it was what I didn't get put up last time. I know last Monday I didn't get a video put out. But I was looking at the mortgage bill, and the mortgage says like $80 on principal, which is what you owe on your house, and then it was over $100 on interest. And I'm like, man, every month we're paying more in interest than we are on the principal, and that just irks me. So my thing is, let's get away from this this extra interest. Did I say insurance? Interest. Let's get away from this interest as much as we can. So that was the whole idea with this extra money that we had this past month. I was like, put it on the house. Let's get it going. Let's do that. And also with that video that kind of came out when I was talking about our budgets and everything, one of the things that came up was disagreements within your spouses about money and finances and things like that. Well, interestingly enough, this past week when my husband was writing out the mortgage bill, I was like, hey, don't forget we have this money I have set aside to pay that off. And he's like, you know, I kind of feel like we should just not do that right now. And I was just like, what? So, like, here again, here's just another, like, this. Okay. So, let me explain why I kind of struggle with this. Not because, like, my husband has said something different than what I originally thought we were going to do. It's not really that, okay? He does have his reasons, and a lot of it are pretty good ones, like we never know what we're going to get thrown at. Sometimes it's his depression is really bad that day and he just can't think about anything else, which I have a feeling was the case here. And that's just something that, you know, every family has to deal with, okay? I'm not going to get too much into that, but what I do want to get into is here is where I, the spender, go and what had happened this past month. I ended up spending a lot more. Oh, right there. I ended up spending a lot more in random things than I realized. Not because it was all put on the credit card, not at all. Because that money was right there into the account, it was on my bank card, and it was easy for me just to, oh, okay, well, this is not something I had planned. I'll just use the bank card, then it's not on the credit card, and it'll just get taken out of my account, whatever, and then, you know, thinking that, oh, this is just a little thing. And it wasn't things like, okay, I'm going to buy a new pair of shoes, I'm going to buy a new outfit, I'm going to buy, they weren't things necessarily for myself. Some of them were needed things, like we went to the thrift store 2 or 3 times. One was a trip that I needed to find some things that, I'm listening to kids screaming like, do I need to go and take care of this? No, they got it. Some of these things that I purchased were things that I needed. They were, well, it doesn't matter. But, I didn't purchase like a stack of books and brought them home. I didn't purchase something that I thought would be nice for the house, or they were genuinely things that we were looking for or that the kids needed and we needed to kind of replace. So I don't kind of hold myself to that. What was surprising was I was gifted some money to go out for coffee, and that was lovely. And what happened was I took all of us out. We just needed a day for the kids. It was kind of like the recovery week after my daughter's surgery, and it was just one of those days. In the moment, I can deal really well with being a mom. It's like my kid needs me, I'm in mom mode, and I'm going to deal with whatever it is that we need. We need to eat, we need to have clean clothes, and my daughter's going to have surgery, and this is what that's going to look like. Emotionally and mentally, all of that other stuff that's like, wow, they just did like this super invasive, amazing surgery that was an out-of-patient hospital thing. They were able to do that. And wow, that's incredible. But they were still in my daughter's heart, trying to fix this thing. But again, the week afterwards, you're just mentally like, oh. And so we went out to coffee, and that's what we did because somebody was kind enough to say, here's some money to go get coffee. And I assumed it was just going to be me, but she had sent enough that all of us could easily have done it. So all of us went. We took our watercolors and we went and we just enjoyed that time. But what happened was, because I can see my purchases, what happened after that was I had picked up that habit of going to the coffee shop again. And so I've made at least another $25 in this past month of just going there when there wasn't that in the budget. But again, it wasn't just I did coffee. Again, I'll be honest, purchasing a $5 cup of coffee is kind of my way of chillaxing, because you get so uptight and you get so tight-fisted, and that's just kind of my way of, okay, breathe, don't get too uptight about this. Because what happens is, for me, then I kind of throw up my hands and give up because I'm burnt out. It wasn't just that. It turned into, when I was at the store, it's like, oh, my daughter had wanted this. I know there's money in the account for this right now, so I'm gonna do that. And it was just those little things that added up. So what is this movie about? What is this video about for this week? I know some of you are spenders just like me. It would be wonderful to be a saver. Savior. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna really stumble over my words today. It's a long day, y'all. I have a wonderful friend who, I don't know how she does this. It's one of those things that she's just wired this way, and some people are. She can make her list, go to the store, stick exclusively to that list, and stick exclusively to the amount that she believes she's going to pay. If there is a difference in the amount, and she's like, but I only have this amount budgeted because everything has always been this cost, she won't purchase that until they have made a decision to change the budget to reflect the raise in prices. But she won't do it that week. It's incredible to me how detailed that is. She's just wired that way, and she can go and she can do it, and she nails it every time, and it's kind of frustrating because you're like what? Of all the people that needs to be like that would be me. Just go, do what I need to do, and be done. So I'm not wired that way. I don't spend for myself. I don't get on and I don't spend for myself. I don't go to the store and think, you know what, I deserve something. No, what happens is I will go and think, I want to show that I love this person. And I know this is something that they want, and I'll pick it up. And that's what I typically do. I wanted to tell you what I am doing as a spender to try to help our family and retrain my brain in a different perspective. So one of the things that I noticed was I use the debit card as kind of a fallback. You know, you have your cash, and then you have the debit card as kind of a fallback. So if I do it, whereas one day I go to the bank and pull the money that I need out for, you know, grocery shopping, for gas, for all the other stuff. I'm like suddenly spacing everything. If I do all that one day and then the next day plan grocery shopping, then I'll only have that cash and I'm going to leave the debit cards at home. Insofar as now we have money in the checking account and I need it to have a name. I need it, you know, if I put it as the mortgage, it would stay as the mortgage. But if it doesn't have a name to it, I see it as free money. That doesn't help us later on when we actually need it. So if it's not going to go into the mortgage right now, I'm going to start labeling it for the car.
Oh, better. There you go.
Thank you. So anyway, I know that at some point that is going to need to be replaced. But I'm starting to think of these things ahead. Yeah, there's money here, but if I just waste it, then that is not a good use of this money. I still want to live small. I still want to continue to live as if we make less than what we do. That's actually always a very good idea, to always live below what you're making. It's always optimal. Not always possible, I understand, but it's always optimal. And so I still want to continue to do that. And as a spender, it's again rewiring my brain of, well, if you spend that, then this doesn't happen. The other thing that I really want to do is kind of create something visual. I actually was listening to a Dave Ramsey video that he had just put out, I think with Rachel Cruz, not too long ago. It's one of those things that just popped up on YouTube, and I don't know, I ended up watching it. And they talked about the importance of always having something in front of you, your goal, so that you're seeing it and then you're remembering it and then you have this visual drive towards it. And so I'm actually going to do that with my house and with the car fund, just so that I'm constantly being remembered of what those goals are. And as a spender, just having that visual in front of me. Now, I don't do a lot of online shopping. I don't need to go online and like remove my credit card information from anything. Yeah, if that was a temptation, just to kind of remove those. I don't know how much of this video is helpful. Again, I just kind of want to go back to a lot of spenders. What we do is just a result of habit, and habits are so that the habits are in place in our brains so that we don't have to make decisions. And that's actually a scary thought if you think about that in terms of finances. It's getting really loud. I need to wrap this up. So if we're focusing on, or if we're realizing that a lot of these things are habits, let me see how quickly I can wrap this up. The habits that we have are in place so that we don't have to make these decisions. So a habit of brushing your teeth in the morning is so that you don't have to get up and think, okay, I need to do something. Oh yeah, I need to brush my teeth. It's really bad. You have those habits in place. So, and again, it goes also to like your purchases. You're like, okay, I have a habit of, if there's money in the bank, I have the freedom to make purchases that aren't necessarily on the list. And so it's just rewiring that habit of, okay, nope, there isn't allotment for a new car, for the mortgage, for whatever. That's not going to happen. Or kind of following that 24-hour rule, 36-hour. For me, it would be, okay, I can't do this right now. Let's see what next week looks like. And just mentally doing something, that would probably actually be the best thing for me to do. Okay, I can't do it this week. Let me think about it next week. And that just is a rewiring of something that doesn't take a whole lot of thought or thinking. Especially for me when I'm grocery shopping, I'm having to make so many decisions. And it's exhausting, like price comparison. If I purchase this week, does this bring us over budget? If they don't have the one I normally get, what is another one that's less cost? I don't know about y'all, but grocery shopping is the most exhausting thing out there. And something simple as, I'm not going to make this decision this week, I'll think about it next week, is something very simple. And it'll, again, kind of teach me that habit of, okay, I'm on the ride home. We really didn't need this. Yes, John.
Hey, he wants to hug you.
Oh, thank you. I need a hug.
His name is Einstein.
Einstein?
Mm-hmm.
There you go, Einstein. Okay, that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to try to get this edited and uploaded today. I wanted a caveat for the video that's already uploaded and scheduled for tomorrow, but I forgot to put it in there. There is a grocery haul and a what we ate for dinner twice this week. That's because I was shopping on Sundays, and then from Sunday to Wednesday I switched it, or it was Thursday. So I went 3 days earlier, but then now I am shopping on Thursdays instead of Sundays, and it's so much better. Oh, it's better not to do it right after school or church.
Can I use your phone so I can listen to music while I do my math?
No, you can listen to your math without listening to music. You can do your math without listening to music. And so that'll also play in next week and our grocery haul for this coming week because, well, it didn't take a full week, and so have we used up all of our money? So stay tuned, and that's why there's going to be 2 and 2, but I'll try to leave it in the description as well. So if you're not watching all of my videos, it'll be kind of confusing. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and next week is a budget video, and my husband started school up today, the 25th, 6th, whatever day we're on. So we had 4 weeks of him working full time. This will be a very interesting month. And it's kind of a look at what our summers are like and how We have a build up in the checking account. So that'll be interesting. Look forward to seeing you there. Any other content you're interested in, please leave them down below. And I'll see you next time.